When local, state, or government officials talk about affordable housing, or their marketing department, the real estate news industry, talks about some new program they're talking about, you need to know they're lying. The program has never solved affordable housing in my entire lifetime. It's not doing anything of any good right now, and it never will in the future because it's not designed to solve the housing crisis. It's designed to grab power for those politicians and their constituents. Here's a opinion piece. This is from the Portland, Maine Press Herald. It says, "Argue voting against affordable housing, rejection exposes stubbornness, short-sightedness, and self-interest." So what politicians do is they say, hey, if you don't want to have a bunch of people who can't really afford to live anywhere, put into housing by your city, in your neighborhood, across the street from you and your kids, maybe between where your kids live and walk to school, then you are stubborn and you are short-sighted, and most of all, you're only interested in your own self-interest. Not the politicians are self-interested. They're not raising money for campaigns. Their only job in life isn't running for political office. No, they're not self-interested. You are, because you don't want low-income housing built in your neighborhood. That's the political tool they use against voters. What they would never do is look at whether or not the policies are effective, meaning in my lifetime, since 1986, I've been in real estate, housing prices have become less and less affordable almost every year. And the rate is increasing more and more. As we don't build more housing and we bring in way more people and the natural population increases, housing becomes less affordable every year. But don't believe your eyes, believe politicians. So here's a case where New York is another example. Now, normally when we debate public policy, other states are considered test grounds. We use them as proof whether policy works or not. Here's New York saying proof that Albany's pro-tenant reforms are killing New York City housing. Now, we know it's true in LA too, but here's a case where New York started before we did with affordable housing, forcing cities to accept low-income housing in their neighborhoods, residents fighting that. As a result, those units aren't being built, politicians refusing to build any other housing. And so since they won't approve other housing, and the low-income housing is being approved, there's no housing being built, it makes all housing more expensive. So that's what's going on in Los Angeles my entire lifetime. That's what's going on in California. And it's also happening apparently in Albany. One of the other tools that in California is unique in using, only in California does the state government force cities to accept policies they don't approve. And so here's a case. We had previously a case we talked about in Beverly Hills where they can't even do remodels, additions, or pools until they agree to more low-income housing. And then we talked about Huntington Beach having their housing plan stopped, and then the city of Orange. And now we have La Cunada Flintridge, a nice sleepy little town if you've ever been there. And again, they cannot build more houses until they satisfy Sacramento bureaucrats who've never built a house, never sold a house, maybe never even bought or sold a house in their lives. Until those bureaucrats are satisfied that La Cunada Flintridge has enough low-income housing in their small city, they will not approve the city's plan to build any other housing. And that's where we're at today. So what is it that's affordable? It's not affordable. It's state-sanctioned, state-designed, state-designated housing where the state gets to pick the residents, the state gets to claim the value of those houses being done, and they refuse to allow any competition. Because in a competitive environment, nobody would choose to live in a low-income housing project built by the state. People would rather have affordable rental units and affordable housing units to live in and raise their families. What do you think? Is affordable housing problem getting better, solved by our politicians, or worse? Is the homelessness getting better or worse? Put your comments down below. Love to see your comments. Love to see you. If you like this, like it. If you don't like it, subscribe. Give me your comments. As always, I'm Bill Gross, at Bill Gross Probate on social media. Make today your best day ever. Thanks so much.